Hello, and thank you for joining me on this journey. Tonight, we will slowly drift into the ancient and mystical world of Norse mythology. Imagine standing beneath towering mountains, feeling the chill of the northern winds as you gaze into the endless night sky. As we venture through realms like Asgard and Midgard, let the stories of Odin, Thor, and Loki fill your mind with wonder. If you enjoy these relaxing moments, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on all notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos. But for now, just breathe. Let your body relax, release any tension, and allow your mind to drift. Let's begin. The winds that swept through the jagged cliffs of Scandinavia long before the Viking Age carried with them stories of creation and destruction, of gods and giants. These winds whispered across the vast frozen fjords, through the dense shadowed forests, and into the hearts of those who lived in this harsh yet captivating land. It was in these distant, unforgiving reaches of the world that the first threads of Norse mythology were spun. A mythology deeply entwined with the very environment that nurtured the people who lived there. The natural world, with its formidable mountains and icy waters, its long nights and fleeting summers, became the canvas upon which the Norse imagined their gods, heroes, and creatures of legend. As the long, cold winters took hold of the land, and the sun barely rose above the horizon, the stories of the divine began to take shape. These were not tales told merely to pass the time, but rather stories that encapsulated the fears, dreams, and values of a people whose survival depended on strength, wisdom, and an unshakable bond with nature. The myths themselves were as raw and elemental as the land they came from, full of struggle, sacrifice, and the inescapable pull of fate. In these stories, the gods were not distant and untouchable figures. They were living embodiments of the natural forces that shaped everyday life. Whether in the form of thunder, fire, or ice, the divine and the earthly were inseparable, each myth serving as a reminder of the power and unpredictability of the world around them. Through these tales, the Norse people made sense of the chaos and beauty they encountered, anchoring their existence in a rich tapestry of meaning that connected them to the cosmos. The earliest versions of Norse mythology emerged in the pre-Viking societies, where the roots of belief were grounded in the primal forces of the earth. The Norse people, known then by different names, were influenced by the Celts, the Germanic tribes, and other neighboring cultures. But they were also a distinct people in their own right. Their gods were not distant, unreachable figures. They were seen as integral to daily life, existing not only in the heavens, but also among the trees, the stones, and the winds. These gods were a living part of the natural world, and their presence could be felt in every season, storm, and harvest. The gods were seen not just as protectors, but as active participants in the daily struggles of the people, shaping their lives and destinies in ways both subtle and overt. Through them, the people found meaning in the forces of nature that were often both unpredictable and awe-inspiring. The sagas, transmitted orally through generations, painted the gods not as perfect beings, but as powerful yet flawed figures. The divine realm of Asgard was intertwined with the lives of mortals in a way that few other mythologies ever mirrored. The gods did not sit idle in their castles in the sky, but engaged with the world, sometimes directly, sometimes in ways that made their motives difficult to discern. As the Vikings emerged from this primordial landscape These ancient beliefs grew stronger, shaped by their constant battles and the harsh rhythms of life. There was something cyclical in the Norse worldview, a belief that the gods, much like the land itself, would endure through the harshest of winters, only to be reborn with the arrival of spring. The constant ebb and flow of life and death seemed mirrored in the very seasons that shaped their days. From the primordial void known as Ginnungagap to the creation of the world, the gods themselves embodied both the creative and destructive forces that governed life. Yet, it was the arrival of the Viking Age that solidified these ancient myths, bringing the stories of gods, giants, and cosmic struggles to the forefront of Norse culture. It was during these times that the gods were no longer just mythical figures, but living, breathing forces that guided the Vikings as they set sail on their raids, their journeys, and their conquests. The Vikings did not look to the heavens merely for guidance. They sought the wisdom of the gods in every aspect of their existence, from the thrill of battle to the mysteries of the stars above them. The connection between the divine and the mortal was reinforced by the Vikings' belief in fate. The Norns, the weavers of fate, determined the destiny of every warrior, king, and commoner. No man, woman, or god could escape the strands of destiny once they had been woven. The Vikings' lives and their view of the cosmos were inextricably tied to this understanding of fate, where even the gods themselves were bound by forces they could not fully control. It was through these early myths, passed down by word of mouth, that the Viking worldview was born. The gods, whether they were the wise Odin, the thunderous Thor, or the cunning Loki, were more than just figures of worship. They were symbols of the very forces that shaped the Vikings' existence. And as the Vikings sailed into the unknown, their belief in these divine forces only grew stronger, guiding their hands in battle and fueling their sense of invincibility. Through it all, the myths that began in the distant past of ancient Scandinavia continued to echo through the ages, enduring across centuries and shaping the very identity of the Viking people. In their quest for glory and honor, the Vikings looked not only to the land, but to the skies for inspiration, following the path laid out for them by the gods whose stories would live on forever in the icy winds that once carried them. In the vast, wind-swept reaches of Asgard, the All-Father, Odin, stands as the central figure of Norse mythology. His pursuit of wisdom is not a mere curiosity, but a driving force that shapes the very fabric of the 9 realms. For Odin, knowledge is more than a power. It is the essence that holds the universe together, the key to understanding the deepest secrets of existence. The All-Father's thirst for wisdom is insatiable, pushing him to sacrifice more than any god or mortal ever would. Odin's quest begins with a profound act of self-sacrifice. He plunges his spear Gungnir into his own side, binding himself to the sacred tree Yggdrasil, in an effort to attain knowledge that is hidden from all beings. For 9 long nights he hangs from the great tree, wounded and alone, without food or water, the silence around him heavy with the weight of his resolve. On the final night, his sacrifice is rewarded when he glimpses the ancient runes, symbols of wisdom that hold the keys to the universe's mysteries. The runes, once revealed, become a powerful tool of knowledge, one that Odin uses not only for himself, but also to shape the destiny of the 9 realms. Yet, the pursuit of wisdom does not come without its burdens. Odin's search for knowledge often places him in precarious positions. To gain deeper insight into the workings of the universe, he seeks the well of Mimir, a source of ancient knowledge hidden in the roots of Yggdrasil itself. Mimir, the guardian of this well, offers Odin a chance to drink from its waters in exchange for one of his eyes. This sacrifice, giving up a part of himself, is a reflection of the great cost that wisdom demands. Odin's decision to part with his eye transforms him into a god whose vision reaches far beyond the mortal realm, allowing him to perceive the threads of fate that govern all things. Odin's wisdom is not limited to the arcane knowledge of the cosmos. It extends into the realms of war, poetry, and strategy. As a god of war, he is deeply entwined with the battlefields of Midgard, where the fate of warriors is decided by the Valkyries and the mighty spear Gungnir. But Odin's connection to war is not one of mindless destruction. He values honor and sacrifice, seeing battle as an inevitable part of the cosmic order. In fact, Odin's greatest warriors, the Einherjar, are chosen by the Valkyries from the fallen in battle to dwell in Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain. These warriors are not merely trophies of war. They are instruments in the larger plan that Odin, with his vast knowledge, foresees for the 9 realms. Odin is also a god of poetry, a patron of the creative arts that shape culture and communication. He is said to have gained the meed of poetry by tricking the giant Sutunga, using his wit and cunning to outsmart his adversaries. This meed, which grants the gift of eloquence and inspiration, is treasured by both gods and mortals alike. Through this act, Odin demonstrates that wisdom is not solely found in battle or strategy, but also in the ability to speak and create. The magic of the spoken word is as powerful as the magic of the sword. While his wisdom stretches across many domains, it is Odin's role in the cosmic struggle between order and chaos that places him at the center of Norse mythology. As the father of the gods, he must constantly navigate the tensions between the forces of creation and destruction. The gods of Asgard are not immune to the whims of fate. Even Odin, with all his knowledge, cannot escape the path that is laid before him. His own death, foretold by the seers in the prophecies of Ragnarok, becomes an inevitability that no amount of wisdom can alter. Thus, Odin's life is a constant balancing act between knowing the future and facing the harsh realities of the present. He stands as a reminder that knowledge, while powerful, comes with a heavy price. The wisdom he gains allows him to influence the world around him, but it also makes him keenly aware of the fragility of all things. The gods, much like mortals, are bound by fate, and even the All-Father cannot escape the inevitable end that awaits them all. In the vast cosmos of Norse mythology, Odin remains an eternal figure, a god whose endless quest for wisdom defines the very essence of knowledge itself. His sacrifices, his journeys, and his wisdom transcend time, leaving an indelible mark on the fate of the 9 realms. As the All-Father, Odin stands not only as a god of knowledge, but as a symbol of the constant struggle to understand the forces that shape the universe, even if that understanding must come at the cost of all that one holds dear. With every crash of thunder and streak of lightning, Thor, the mighty god of thunder, rises as a figure of both raw power and unwavering duty. His hammer, Mjolnir, resonates with the force of a storm, striking fear into the hearts of giants and ensuring the protection of Midgard, the world of humankind. Thor is not merely a god of strength, but a defender of balance, safeguarding the realms from chaos and destruction. His connection to the earth is as deep as the roots of Yggdrasil itself, grounding him in the duties he must carry out to maintain the cosmic order. Thor's role as the protector of Midgard sets him apart from other gods. While Odin's wisdom may shape the world in subtle ways, Thor's presence is felt in every clash of thunder, every flicker of lightning that splits the sky. His strength is unmatched, and his actions are driven by a fierce desire to protect those who live in the mortal realm. The god's hammer, Mjolnir, a symbol of his divine might, is a tool of both creation and destruction. Forged in the heart of a dying star, it has the power to level mountains and defeat the most formidable of foes. Yet it is also the weapon that ensures the defense of life itself. Thor's battles with the giants, Jotnar, are legendary. These ancient beings represent the forces of chaos and destruction, often clashing with the gods of Asgard. The giants, though powerful, cannot match Thor's sheer force. From the fiery realm of Muspelheim to the icy expanse of Jotunheim, Thor has fought countless giants, each battle reinforcing his position as the protector of Midgard. These giants, embodiments of nature's fury, threaten the very balance of the 9 realms. And it is Thor's hammer that stands as the first line of defense against their destructive impulses. Yet, despite his overwhelming strength, Thor's mythology is not defined solely by his battles. The god embodies the virtues of courage, honor, and duty. As the protector of the realm, he does not seek conflict for conflict's sake. Instead, his actions are motivated by a deep sense of responsibility, an unshakable commitment to ensuring the safety of both gods and mortals. Thor's very nature reflects the ancient Viking ideals of bravery, where strength and honor are inextricably linked. He does not wield his power recklessly, but instead uses it to defend the values that sustain the world. However, Thor's story is not one of invincibility. He too is bound by fate, and even the mightiest of gods must eventually face the consequences of the world's cyclical nature. As foretold in the prophecies of Ragnarok, Thor's battle with the Midgard serpent, Jormungandr, will mark the end of his journey. In the final cataclysmic battle of the gods, Thor will face the serpent in a fight to the death. The two will strike each other down in a struggle that symbolizes the inevitable clash between order and chaos, life and destruction. Thor's connection to the earth runs deeper than mere mythology. His name itself is linked to the very elements of nature: thunder, lightning, and storms. As the god who commands these forces, Thor is also intimately connected to the cycles of life and death. His storms, which bring both destruction and renewal, are a reflection of the natural world. Just as a thunderstorm may ravage the land, it is also a vital force that cleanses the earth, making way for new life to grow. This duality of destruction and creation is central to Thor's character, and it mirrors the Vikings' understanding of the natural world. For them, the elements were not simply forces to be controlled, but powerful entities that shaped their world. As the protector of Midgard, Thor's story is intertwined with the fate of humanity. The Vikings, in particular, saw him as a figure who embodied their own struggles against overwhelming odds. He was the god they turned to in times of need, the one who would ensure that the forces of chaos did not overwhelm their world. In their daily lives, the Vikings carried the myth of Thor with them, believing that, in the end, his strength and bravery would prevail. The god's power, while awe-inspiring, does not come without cost. Thor's thunder, which shakes the heavens, is a reminder of the price that must be paid to maintain balance in the cosmos. Each strike of his hammer is both a triumph and a warning, an affirmation that the balance between the realms must always be defended. Through Thor's strength, the Vikings saw the eternal struggle between order and chaos mirrored in the world around them. His legacy is not one of blind violence, but of resolute duty, where every battle fought is a step closer to maintaining the balance of all things. In the vast, turbulent world of Norse mythology, few figures are as enigmatic and captivating as Loki, the trickster god. A being whose very existence blurs the line between friend and foe, Loki's presence is felt in every corner of the 9 realms. Born of giants but raised among the gods, his nature is as fluid and unpredictable as the forces he manipulates. Unlike the gods of order and strength, Loki is defined by his cunning, his wit, and his unrelenting desire to test the boundaries of the divine. His role in the myths is one of constant disruption, where his actions serve as both a catalyst for creation and a harbinger of destruction. Loki's relationship with the other gods of Asgard is complex. At times, he is their companion, often seen as a clever ally who helps them navigate the difficulties of the world. Yet, at other moments, he is a force of chaos, inciting conflicts and sowing discord where none previously existed. His ability to shift between these roles keeps the gods on edge, as they never quite know whether he will offer his assistance or pull the strings that lead to their downfall. It is this unpredictability that makes Loki so fascinating, as his motivations often seem to transcend simple good or evil. One of Loki's most famous acts of mischief revolves around the birth of the god's greatest weapon, Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. When the god's builder, a giant, offers to construct a fortress for Asgard in exchange for the hand of Freya in marriage, Loki is called upon to help them escape the deal. In a series of clever tricks, Loki transforms into a mare and lures the giant stallion away, preventing the completion of the fortress. However, the result of this trickery is the birth of a new, powerful tool, Mjolnir, the hammer that will become Thor's most trusted weapon. Thus, Loki's actions, though born of deceit, often lead to the creation of something vital to the god's survival. Yet, Loki's tricks are not always harmless. He has also been responsible for some of the greatest calamities in the Norse world. Perhaps the most significant of these is his role in the death of Baldur, the beloved god of light. Through a series of manipulations, Loki causes Baldur's death, which sets in motion the events that will lead to the end of the world, Ragnarok. The gods, devastated by Baldur's loss, are left to deal with the consequences of Loki's actions, which echo throughout the realms. Loki's relationship with Odin is particularly intriguing. Though they are both gods of great power, their alliance is tenuous at best. Odin, with his wisdom and solemn nature, often finds himself at odds with Loki's trickster mentality. However, it is through Loki that Odin learns some of the most vital lessons. When Odin seeks wisdom from the well of Mimir, it is Loki who aids him in his journey, demonstrating the paradoxical nature of their relationship. Loki is a god whose wit and cunning may be the key to understanding the deeper mysteries of the cosmos, even if he cannot be trusted. Loki's role in the grand narrative of the 9 realms is not just one of mischief, but one of fate. In the prophecies of Ragnarok, Loki is destined to bring about the downfall of the gods. His betrayal, though long foreshadowed, marks the moment when the balance of the 9 realms is irrevocably shattered. Loki's transformation from a clever ally to the ultimate agent of chaos is a reminder that in the Norse worldview, all things, whether good or evil, are part of a larger cosmic cycle. The gods' struggle against chaos, embodied in Loki, is one that will continue until the very end of the world. The ultimate paradox of Loki lies in his dual nature. As both creator and destroyer, he embodies the delicate balance between order and chaos that defines the universe. His role in the myths teaches that neither good nor evil is absolute, and that the forces that shape the world are often unpredictable and mercurial. Loki, the trickster god, serves as a constant reminder that in the ever-turning wheel of fate, the boundaries between hero and villain are often blurred, and even the gods themselves cannot escape the chaos that he brings. The 9 realms, the vast and interconnected worlds that make up the Norse cosmos, form a structure that is both awe-inspiring and mystifying. These realms, connected by the immense and sacred Yggdrasil, the World Tree, are the foundation of Norse mythology, each holding its own unique essence and significance. From the fiery depths of Muspelheim to the tranquil beauty of Alfheim, the 9 realms encompass the totality of existence, where gods, giants, elves, and mortals alike navigate their intertwined destinies. At the center of all these realms stands Yggdrasil, its towering roots and branches reaching out across the cosmos, linking every world together. This world tree, a symbol of both life and death, connects the gods in Asgard to the mortals of Midgard, and even the chaotic forces of Jotunheim, the realm of the giants. Yggdrasil itself is more than just a cosmic tree. It is the pulse of the universe, keeping the 9 realms in balance. Without Yggdrasil, the worlds would fall into disarray, separated by endless voids, unable to sustain the complex relationships that bind them. Among the 9 realms, Midgard, the world of human beings, is the most familiar. It is a realm shaped by nature's cycles, where mortals live their lives in the constant shadow of fate. The people of Midgard, though unaware of the vastness of the cosmos around them, are connected to the divine in ways they cannot fully understand. The gods watch over this realm, guiding mortals in their battles and struggles, yet they also know that the course of human life is subject to the whims of fate and the machinations of powerful forces beyond mortal comprehension. In contrast, Asgard, the shining home of the gods, is a realm of order, strength, and wisdom. This celestial city, built on the highest peak of the world, is where the Aesir gods reign, making decisions that shape the fate of the realms. It is here that Odin, Thor, and their fellow gods reside, overseeing not only the protection of the realms, but also the delicate balance between life and death. Asgard is often depicted as a place of light, warmth, and divine power. Yet beneath this radiant surface lies the constant tension between creation and destruction as the gods prepare for the inevitable end foretold by the prophecies of Ragnarok. Far from the celestial glow of Asgard lies Jotunheim, the land of the giants. It is a harsh and wild realm, filled with treacherous terrain and constant storms. The giants, embodiments of chaos and destruction, dwell here, their presence a reminder that the world is ever in flux, shaped by the primal forces of nature. Though often in conflict with the gods, the giants are integral to the cosmic order. They are the raw forces of nature, untamed and unpredictable, and their battles with the gods reflect the eternal struggle between order and chaos, life and death. Beyond the more familiar realms of Midgard and Asgard, the 9 realms include places that embody elemental forces, such as Muspelheim, the realm of fire, and Niflheim, the realm of ice. These realms, governed by primal beings like Surtur and Hel, represent the fundamental elements that shape the universe. Muspelheim, with its molten rivers and fiery depths, is a land of destruction, ruled by Surtur, a fire giant who plays a pivotal role in the coming of Ragnarok. Niflheim, by contrast, is a realm of cold and desolation, home to the goddess Hel and her domain over the dead. Together, these 2 realms form the cosmic opposites that fuel the creation and destruction of the universe. Alfheim, the realm of the light elves, offers a different kind of beauty, an ethereal world of radiant light and graceful beings. The light elves are beings of great beauty and elegance, tied to the forces of light, fertility, and harmony. Their realm, Alfheim, is a place of peace and serenity, where nature flourishes and the forces of creation are celebrated. However, even in this realm of beauty, there is the ever-present shadow of the giants and the threat of Ragnarok, a reminder that no world is safe from the cyclical forces of destruction and rebirth. Other realms, such as Svartalfheim, the land of the dark elves, and Vanaheim, the home of the Vanir gods, also play essential roles in the intricate web of existence. Svartalfheim, with its dark, labyrinthine caves, is a place of mystery and hidden knowledge, while Vanaheim, with its fertile fields and peaceful nature, represents the forces of growth and renewal. The Vanir gods, associated with fertility, prosperity, and peace, contrast with the Aesir gods, who are more closely tied to war and wisdom. Together, these realms form a complex tapestry that reflects the interconnectedness of all things. The 9 realms, while distinct and unique, are bound together by the forces of fate, the cycles of nature, and the eternal struggle between creation and destruction. Through the gods, giants, and mortals who inhabit these realms, the Norse people understood the delicate balance that sustains the universe. A balance that is constantly in flux, ever vulnerable to the forces of chaos that threaten to unravel all that has been built. At the heart of the 9 realms stands an awe-inspiring entity, Yggdrasil, the World Tree. This colossal ash tree, its roots and branches stretching across the expanse of existence, is far more than just a central figure in Norse mythology. It is the very axis upon which the cosmos pivots. Yggdrasil's significance cannot be overstated, for it serves as the link between all realms, weaving together the disparate worlds of gods, giants, elves, and mortals into a single interconnected whole. Through this ancient tree flows the life force that sustains the universe, holding together the fragile balance between creation and destruction. Its roots anchor deeply into the realms of ice and fire, while its branches reach high into the heavens, touching the edges of infinity. Yggdrasil is not merely a tree, it is the lifeblood of the cosmos, a symbol of the unity and complexity that binds all beings, divine and mortal, into an intricate web of existence. The tree itself is vast beyond imagination, its branches reaching into the heavens, while its roots sink deep into the earth, even into the darkest corners of the realms. At the base of Yggdrasil, the 3 great wells of wisdom are hidden, each one a source of profound knowledge. One of the most famous is the Well of Mimir, guarded by the wise giant Mimir, whose waters are said to grant unrivaled knowledge. It was here that Odin sacrificed his eye, seeking to gain access to the depths of cosmic wisdom. But Yggdrasil is not merely a physical structure, it embodies the cyclical nature of existence. Just as its roots nourish the realms, its branches cradle the future, ensuring that life continues to evolve through birth, death, and rebirth. Within the roots of Yggdrasil resides Niflheim, the realm of ice, and Jotunheim, the land of the giants. It is also near these roots that the serpent Nidhugga lurks, gnawing away at the very foundation of the tree. This serpent represents the destructive forces at work within the universe, constantly eroding what holds the worlds together. In this way, Yggdrasil is not a passive entity, but an active participant in the struggle for balance. The tree's very existence is threatened by the forces of decay, yet it endures, a symbol of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. At the summit of the world tree, an eagle perches, watching over the realms with a keen, all-seeing eye. This eagle, a creature of immense power and clarity, is said to represent the sharp vision and wisdom that are required to maintain the delicate harmony of the worlds. Between the eagle and the serpent, a hawk called Mjolnir resides, adding another layer of symbolism to the tree's complex web of meanings. In many ways, the eagle's presence echoes the wisdom sought by the gods, particularly Odin, whose endless pursuit of knowledge drives his journey across the 9 realms. Yet Yggdrasil is more than a cosmic hub. It also plays a central role in the Norse understanding of fate. The Norns, 3 female beings who govern the fate of all creatures, sit beneath the tree, weaving the fates of gods and mortals alike. They are the weavers of destiny, shaping the lives of every being in the 9 realms according to a pattern known only to them. Yggdrasil, with its eternal presence, becomes a symbol of this fate, something that holds the destinies of all living beings within its reach. Despite its significance, Yggdrasil's fate is not secure. The ancient prophecies speak of a time when the world tree itself will tremble as the forces of chaos begin to consume it. The final battle of Ragnarok will see the tree shaken to its very core, and it is said that during this time, the Norns will no longer be able to weave the threads of fate. As the worlds are consumed by fire and ice, Yggdrasil's great roots may be torn from the earth and its branches may break apart. Yet, in this destruction, there is the promise of rebirth. As with all things in Norse cosmology, the end of one cycle signifies the beginning of another. From the ashes of Yggdrasil, a new world will emerge, and the cycles of life and death will begin anew. In this way, Yggdrasil stands as a symbol of both creation and destruction, of life and death, of the eternal struggle that defines the Norse view of the cosmos. The tree's endurance, despite the constant threats to its existence, mirrors the resilience of the gods themselves. It is a reminder that even in the face of inevitable collapse, the threads of life persist, continually weaving a new pattern that ensures the survival of the 9 realms. Just as the tree bears the weight of the universe, so too do the inhabitants of the 9 realms carry the burden of fate, perpetually balancing on the precipice of chaos and renewal. The cyclical nature of Yggdrasil reflects the ongoing dance of life, a constant rebirth, even in the aftermath of destruction, where every loss is a precursor to something new growing from the ashes. Nestled in the heart of Asgard lies Valhalla, the grand hall that serves as both a sanctuary and a symbol of the Viking ethos. This majestic hall, constructed by the gods themselves, is a place where only the bravest warriors, those who die with honor in battle, are chosen to dwell. Valhalla stands as the pinnacle of glory for those who prove themselves worthy in life, a testament to the importance of valor in Viking culture. Its great halls are adorned with golden shields and spears, while the air is thick with the sounds of feasting, the clashing of weapons, and the roars of warriors who have earned their place in this divine afterlife. The Valkyries, female warrior spirits who serve Odin, are the ones tasked with choosing the fallen heroes who will be granted entry into Valhalla. With their wings unfurled, they ride through the battlefields, taking those who die heroically and bringing them to the gates of this glorious hall. Once inside, these warriors, known as the Einherjar, are honored with endless feasts and daily combat. They fight one another in mock battles, practicing their skills and preparing for the final conflict of Ragnarok. Though they face no true death in Valhalla, their training is essential for what is to come. These warriors know that their time in Valhalla is not eternal, for Ragnarok awaits, and their role in the coming battle will be pivotal. Valhalla is a place of both reward and preparation, a realm that emphasizes the values that were held in highest regard by the Vikings: bravery, honor, and strength. The hall itself, described as enormous and ever lit by the light of 1,000 torches, is a reflection of the Viking ideals. Each warrior who enters Valhalla is treated as a hero, respected, revered, and celebrated for their deeds. The gods themselves partake in the feasts and battles, ensuring that the Einherjar remain ready for the moment when they will be called upon to defend the realms. In Norse belief, the end of the world will come with Ragnarok, a cataclysmic battle between gods, giants, and all manner of mythological beings. The warriors of Valhalla, led by Odin, will be the ones to fight at the forefront of this final battle. Their strength and bravery, honed through countless years of training in Valhalla, will determine the outcome of this cosmic struggle. To the Vikings, this connection between Valhalla and Ragnarok was not simply an abstract myth. It was a reflection of their worldview, where death and battle were inextricably linked to honor and fate. For the Vikings, the idea of Valhalla was both a source of inspiration and a reflection of their own beliefs about life and death. To die in battle was the greatest honor one could achieve, and the hope of joining the ranks of the Einherjar was a powerful motivator for warriors. Valhalla was not just a resting place for the fallen. It was a continuation of their struggle, a place where they could prepare for the inevitable, knowing that their efforts were part of a larger cosmic order. Even in death, their actions would have meaning, contributing to the defense of the realms against the forces of chaos. Valhalla also served as a reminder of the Viking commitment to heroism and legacy. The warriors who resided in the hall were not forgotten. Their names lived on through the sagas, passed down through generations. These stories ensured that their courage and honor would never fade from memory, and the myth of Valhalla became a part of the Viking identity. To the Norse people, Valhalla represented the ultimate reward for a life lived with purpose, a place where the values of strength, bravery, and honor were immortalized. In the expansive and complex world of Norse mythology, the Vanir gods hold a distinctive and indispensable position. Though they often take a back seat to the more martial Aesir gods, the Vanir are inextricably tied to nature, fertility, prosperity, and peace. They embody the elemental forces that sustain life, balancing creation with destruction. While the Aesir are concerned with war, law, and order, the Vanir's focus is the nurturing of the earth and the delicate rhythms of the natural world, ensuring its harmony and vitality. The Vanir gods represent the forces that provide for the well-being of all living things. Where the Aesir gods enforce cosmic order, the Vanir gods foster the growth and abundance necessary for survival. Their roles go beyond mere protection, focusing instead on the flourishing of life in all its forms, through bountiful harvests, the fertility of the land, and the cycles of growth and renewal. They remind us that peace, prosperity, and fertility are just as vital to the balance of the cosmos as strength, courage, and battle. The conflict and eventual alliance between the Aesir and the Vanir mark one of the defining moments in Norse myth. The two divine families, though initially at odds, come together after a brutal war in which neither side gains a decisive victory. In an effort to end the hostilities, the gods make a peace agreement and exchange hostages to foster trust. This exchange includes the Vanir gods Njord, Freyr, and Freya, who are sent to live in Asgard as representatives of their people. This union symbolizes the blending of two distinct yet complementary forces: the Aesir's association with order and the Vanir's connection to growth, fertility, and abundance. Njord, the god of the sea and wind, is a figure of both great power and gentleness. As the ruler of the seas, he controls the tides and the winds, crucial elements for both navigation and agriculture. He is also a god of prosperity, ensuring the bounty of the earth and the fertility of crops. His connection to the natural world is evident in the abundance that his blessings bring. As a figure who bridges the divine and the mortal, Njord's influence extends across both the gods and the humans, ensuring that the harvests are plentiful and the seas remain calm for travel. Njord's children, Freyr and Freya, inherit their father's divine connection to the earth, but each god holds a distinct role within the pantheon. Freya, the god of peace and prosperity, is particularly associated with the fertility of the land and the flourishing of crops. He embodies the nourishing forces that allow life to thrive, whether through bountiful harvests or the flourishing of relationships and harmony within the realms. Freya's dominion over the sun, rain, and fertility highlights his importance as a bringer of peace and balance. However, it is Freya who captures much of the attention in the Vanir mythology. She is the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, but she also holds sway over more complex aspects of life, such as magic, war, and death. Freya is often depicted as a warrior goddess, one who is not only a symbol of creation, but also a force capable of destruction. As a member of the Vanir, she represents the dual nature of life, where creation and destruction are inseparable, as both are essential to the cycles of the world. Freya is the goddess who governs love and passion, yet she also rules over the dead, receiving half of the fallen warriors who do not find their way to Valhalla. The power of the Vanir gods lies in their intimate connection to nature's cycles and the natural world. They are not concerned with the warfare and battles that dominate much of the Aesir's mythology. Instead, their actions are focused on fostering life, abundance, and harmony. Their knowledge of magic, particularly Freya's mastery of Cider, a form of Norse magic, allows them to influence not only the material world, but also the unseen forces that govern the flow of life and death. The eventual integration of the Vanir into the Aesir's realm of Asgard symbolizes the union of these forces: order and chaos, war and peace, destruction and creation. Through this exchange, the gods of the Aesir and Vanir contribute to the ongoing balance of the 9 realms, working in tandem to ensure that life persists and evolves. The contrast between these divine families highlights the intricate web of interconnected forces that sustain the world. Without the Aesir's strength and the Vanir's fertility, the cosmos would not be able to function as it does. The Vanir gods remind the Norse people that life is as much about harmony with nature and respect for the earth as it is about the strength to survive and protect it. In the vast expanse of Norse mythology, giants, or Jötnar, stand as primordial beings, embodying the raw and untamed forces of chaos and destruction. From their mountainous homes in Jotunheim, they represent the opposition to the divine order maintained by the Aesir gods. The giants are not merely antagonists in the stories of the gods. They are an essential part of the cosmic balance. Their existence challenges the gods, pushing them to defend the fragile equilibrium between creation and annihilation. The giants are forces of nature, their lives shaped by the elements, fire, ice, and the deep chaos that permeates the very foundations of the 9 realms. The giants' relationship with the gods is one of both conflict and interdependence. On one hand, the giants are the perpetual adversaries of the gods, frequently clashing in violent battles that echo the struggle between order and chaos. Yet, on the other hand, the giants are woven into the very fabric of the Norse cosmology. The gods themselves, in fact, trace much of their origins to the chaotic forces represented by the giants. Odin, the All-Father, was born of a giantess, and Loki, the trickster god, is also the son of giants. This deep, paradoxical connection highlights the complexity of the relationship between the gods and the Jötnar. Even in their antagonism, the giants play a critical role in the divine narrative, shaping the fate of the realms. Jotunheim, the realm of the giants, is a place of endless desolation and wild beauty. A land of jagged peaks, harsh winters, and unpredictable weather, Jotunheim is often depicted as a stark contrast to the divine sanctity of Asgard. It is a place where the forces of nature are both beautiful and deadly, where the giants live in isolation, away from the gods. Despite their alienation from the divine realm, the giants' impact on the 9 realms cannot be overstated. They are the embodiment of nature's unchecked power, wild and uncontrollable. While the gods of Asgard seek to create order from this chaos, the giants remain a constant reminder that the universe's forces are in a delicate balance, and that balance is never guaranteed. The most significant conflict between the gods and the giants is the prophecy of Ragnarok, the end of the world. This cataclysmic event foretells the ultimate battle between the gods and the giants, where the forces of chaos will clash with the gods' strength and order. In this final struggle, the giants, led by the fire giant Surtur, will breach the walls of Asgard and bring about the destruction of the gods. The great serpent Jörmungandr, another child of the giants, will rise from the depths of the ocean to battle Thor, while the wolf Fenrir, yet another giant's offspring, will confront Odin in a final fatal encounter. Ragnarok will be a time of unimaginable destruction, where the world is engulfed in fire and ice, and all life as it is known will perish. Despite their seemingly malevolent nature, the giants are not without their virtues. They are also creatures of immense power and wisdom, connected deeply to the earth and its primal forces. Many giants possess knowledge of magic, and their ability to manipulate the natural world is unmatched. Some giants, like the wise Mimir, are even sources of ancient knowledge, offering insight into the deeper mysteries of the universe. This wisdom, often hidden beneath their chaotic exterior, suggests that the giants are not simply agents of destruction, but also possess a deeper understanding of the world's workings. The giants' role in the grand narrative of Norse mythology underscores the cyclical nature of life and death. Just as the gods bring order and structure to the cosmos, the giants represent the inevitable return of chaos. Their presence in the mythology reflects the ancient understanding that the cosmos is always in flux, and that destruction is as much a part of existence as creation. Their final confrontation with the gods in Ragnarok serves as a reminder that even the most powerful forces of order cannot escape the chaos that lies at the heart of the universe. Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, is the climactic and cataclysmic event that marks the end of the world. In Norse mythology, foretold by the ancient prophecies, this final battle will bring about the collapse of the cosmos as gods, giants, and other creatures clash in an all-encompassing war. Unlike many mythologies that envision the end as a peaceful or spiritual transition, Ragnarok is a brutal and violent conclusion to the current cycle of existence. It is a world-altering event that signifies both the destruction and the eventual rebirth of the realms. The prophecies of Ragnarok begin with a series of signs that portend the imminent collapse of order. The first of these omens is the death of Baldur, the beloved god of light. His tragic demise, orchestrated by Loki's trickery, is a direct catalyst for the coming disaster. Baldur's death sets off a chain of events that unravel the fabric of the 9 realms. The natural world begins to decay. Forests wither, storms rage, and the sun and moon are swallowed by the wolf's skull and Hati, plunging the world into an unending darkness. The winds howl across the land, the seas rise in fury, and the forces of chaos gather in preparation for the final battle. As the gods brace for the oncoming destruction, they gather their forces, knowing that the end of the world is near. The giants, led by the fire giant Surtur from the realm of Muspelheim, march toward Asgard, the seat of the gods. The Midgard serpent, Jormungandr, rises from the depths of the oceans, ready to confront Thor. The wolf Fenrir, now fully grown, breaks free from his chains, eager to meet Odin in battle. With these cataclysmic forces on the move, the gods prepare for their final confrontation. The Battle of Ragnarok is not one of victory, but of inevitable loss. Odin, the All-Father, faces Fenrir in a fight to the death. The mighty Thor, having already fought the serpent to a standstill, will succumb to Jormungandr's venom. Loki, once a companion of the gods, leads the forces of chaos against them, his betrayal now complete. As the gods fall, the realms begin to crumble. Yggdrasil, the world tree, shakes violently, its very roots and branches torn asunder by the destructive forces unleashed during the battle. The seas boil, the sky splits open with fire, and the earth itself trembles as it is consumed by the fires of Surtur. However, Ragnarok is not simply an end. It is a transition, a cycle of death and rebirth that is inherent in Norse cosmology. As the gods perish and the world is reduced to ashes, a new world will emerge from the ruins. From the waters that cover the earth, the surviving gods will rise, and new life will sprout from the ashes of the old. The sons of Odin, Vidar and Vali, will avenge their father, and the new world will be one of peace and prosperity. The sun will rise once again, the seasons will return, and life will begin anew. Ragnarok in Norse mythology serves as a profound reminder that the end should not be feared, but accepted as a natural part of the cosmic rhythm. Life, death, and rebirth are intricately woven into the very fabric of existence. As the world perpetually oscillates between the forces of order and chaos, each conclusion gives rise to new beginnings. This cyclical nature of life reflects the harsh but inevitable truths of Viking life, where death in battle was not perceived as the final chapter, but rather as a necessary passage in the unfolding saga of fate. As we step back from these ancient tales, we find that their relevance extends far beyond the time of the Vikings. In the world of the gods and the nine realms, destruction is never permanent, and with each destruction comes the promise of renewal. This cycle, reflected in the struggle between gods, giants, and men, mirrors the experiences of life itself, where every ending sets the stage for a new beginning. Norse mythology teaches us that even in the face of chaos and destruction, there is always the potential for rebirth, growth, and transformation, a timeless reminder of the resilience of life itself. As our journey through the ancient world of Norse mythology comes to a close, allow yourself to sink even deeper into relaxation. Picture the mighty Yggdrasil, its roots stretching across the nine realms as you embrace the calm after the storm. The echoes of the gods fade into the distance, and the haunting melodies of the Viking age become a soft hum in the background. Feel your thoughts gently fading, your muscles softening, and your breath flowing naturally and effortlessly. Rest here, fully supported in this safe and serene space. If you enjoyed this relaxing moment, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on all notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos. But for now, let your body relax, release any tension, and allow your mind to drift. Good night and sleep well.